Regional 1, they played upset. That game 5, that last series that they did for the day, they popped off. Econ went nuts. So I'm just kind of watching to see if Econ can have a repeat here. They've done better. They've made it out of groups. They're into the knockout stage. So there's been improvement from last regional. They're a team that I'm going to keep my eye on. Econ was pretty much the all-star in that series that we watched the last time. Breezy narrowly misses there as the defense able to get in front. Exotic looking to cut him off. He'll have the bump on Breezy. Singularity ends up committing the cardinal sin. They committed all 3 downfield. Econ and Exotic just going to run it down. Good job by Exotic to stay in the play and make that cut ahead of him to get out there and block out Breezy.
It was just like run, force, run. Just keep going. It's an open net. And yeah, we've watched both these teams before. I believe we've seen them against each other as well, but we just watched Catalysm, who again was formerly on this TrainHard roster, was up 2-0 against Dig. Dig complete one of the best comebacks in RLCS, and they make a roster change, and then TrainHard says, okay, we're going to move on from that, and we're going to start bringing in some new talent. But again, I think the big question mark going into both this series and in general, whenever we watch Singularity, is which version of Singularity, or more importantly, which version of Scrub Killer do we get? Do we get the explosive, dynamic X Factor, who takes over series and makes Singularity look like they can make a run through a Sunday bracket? Or do we get middle of the pack Singularity? And it really just comes down to essentially what version of Scrub and Breezy we get.
Yeah, and really, we need to see them both go off. At this point, they have to have big games. They need big regional. Mellow Shisu going to come through, finish that one off as TrainHard continues to mount pressure on the net, eventually breaking down this defense, and they're going to force one through. But on the side of Singularity, they're sitting middle of the pack. They're not necessarily out of, no chance at getting to top 6, but they need some big regionals here. They need a deep run that they're going to have to make through the lower bracket here. Right now, not looking great as they are down in game 1, and they're going to need a big regional 3 as well if they want any chance of going to the major.
And again, these last 2 regionals and major, really, Supersonic are just, that's my point. You're all just fighting for worlds placement at this point, and the better you do, subsequently, the better you'll have, the better chance you'll have at, solidifying your spot for worlds. But there's a lot of teams that are vying for that number 6 place currently. And Singularity would love to make a deep run this weekend and possibly get themselves back in the top conversation. But for TrainHard, you could play spoiler in this series.
Yeah, TrainHard right now, they're looking for points to play the major. They're not looking at points to go to Worlds. So they still want the major though, right? So they can absolutely play upset. They still have something to play for. There's things on the line for them. There's motivation there. It's not like they're just out of it. Money's there. Everything's there for them to still go off, have a great finish here, and get ready to go into next season.
Mellow Shisu trying to fight for possession. Leaves the ball down to the ground, and Scrub Killer doing his best to take it out of the orange half. A couple of bumps in net that leave way, and by a couple, I mean exactly 2, as it gets opened up, and Mellow Shisu finds his 3rd goal of this game.
Yeah, if you're going to commit everybody forward, here's the time. Econ gets a bump to open. Incoming Breezy. Exotic comes through, clears that one, opens the net completely, and basically on the goal per minute average here on the side of TrainHard as we approach the 2-minute left mark in game number 1, 3-0. What?
I said he had 3, he has 2. I just lied. I'm out here lying to the viewers. Econ scores, it's 4-0.
Econ's got 2 also.
There you go.
Yeah, they're just out here just doing their thing, man. One after another. Mellow kind of fakes off of that. Scrub Killer couldn't get to it in time, and that just creates another open net. TrainHard just working and stretching this defense left and right. They are just eating Singularity at the moment. It's mealtime.
Sometimes Rocket League can be very quick game 1, very quick series. And finally, Exotic gets himself on the board with the first goal. 5-0 Supersonic, and I think game 1's probably done at this point.
Yeah, TrainHard is going off right now. Everything's working for them. Defensive Singularity almost feels like they're just not in it anymore. They're just throwing the ball at the ball at the body to try and make a hit. It doesn't seem like there's any intent of where they're trying to send it. It doesn't feel like they're trying to clear for corners, try and clear to a teammate. It's just, I'm just trying to touch the ball to touch the ball. Hib's going to try and score one here, and Econ will knock that away. they're going to need to get something going here and at least try and work through this back half of this game. See if you can figure out something that's working so that you can make use of that when you get into game number 2. Open net, Econ shot, nobody there. That's 6-0.
Well, I think we can just kind of chalk this one up to game 1s of Rocket League, and we'll move into the rest of the series and just say, okay, Singularity, fresh slate, didn't do anything in game 1. They really haven't done anything in game 1. So, I mean, this is just, it just kind of looks like you're playing against like target practice right now. I mean, TrainHard are scoring at will. Hibbs is getting bumped out of net. They have not really cleared this ball, and they haven't sustained a long drive of offense. I'm very rarely speechless, but I'm really not sure what's going on with Singularity. They are just not having a good start to the series.
They didn't have a good start, and it almost felt like they kind of checked out there for a minute in the middle, and they're just like, what was that? What was that attempt there from Breezy? Like I get it, you're down, but you like make use of the time, figure something out. You're only in game 1 right now.
Anything is possible. I don't know if 6 goals in 52 seconds is, but if it is, I mean, I am down to see something new. But we move into game 2 and a game 1 win for TrainHard. So far, the roster looks like they've warmed up.
There it is.
And
There's something that works.
Hibbs will make it a 1 goal, so there is no shutout today. There is none. We won't get that yet.
No shutout here. You know, they just need 5 kickoff goals in a row here in game number 1 to tie things up.
It's possible.
I mean,
it could happen. Could it though? Probably not.
No, absolutely not. No, that's just not going to happen. Scrubs past the Econ.
Scrub, but yeah. Well, Supersonic
on their way.
I mean, this one's done, so now we can kind of just talk about the series as a whole, kind of where these teams have come from, and more importantly, what really is on the line, because I feel like as long as Singularity exists with Scrub Kill on it, there will be comparisons to Guild. Was it the right roster move? Did this team change really work out, et cetera, et cetera? 6-2 Scrub scores with 7 seconds left. But looking at just the teams in general, so you come in from the lower bracket in your Group D for Singularity. It was Rick, Solari, Singularity, Wild, and Godsmill's team. A lot of people expected Godsmill's team and Rick's to move through. Rick's does so, Godsmill's doesn't. But their matchups in general, Singularity took a 3-1 win over Solari, who just went and played BDS. And so they start off their event very hot, and then they fall to Wild. They fall in Game 5 to Rick's. And then once Singularity start losing, it seems like they just start to beat themselves. And I feel like that is a constant situation we see this team in, regardless of where they start in the bracket.
Yeah, it's interesting to see which one you can. What? The chat right now between the admin and Team Singularity. Humorous. Yeah, Singularity. It's interesting because you don't know what you're gonna get out of them. I mean, maybe we should have expected this series to kind of go this way. I didn't expect that many goals in the opening, but these teams did play for the first time in the closed qualifier for Spring Regional 2. They just played to get into this, and it went the way of TrainHard. It went 3-1. So maybe this is one of those times where TrainHard just kind of has their number, but it feels like the pressure that they're able to put out, Singularity's defense is the weak point. Because you sustain 1-2, 2-3 attacks. As long as you've got the boost to sustain the attack, it feels like they're just going to break through eventually. There's double commits, and just bad clears on the side of the defense. That's really where the majority of those goals came. It's not like we were watching Econ come down and do some crazy pass to the teammate, infield passes and anything. It was just sustained single attacks over and over again off of bad touches from the defense.
Well, we didn't really get to see much of TrainHard on defense in that game, so maybe the series will change things a little bit. As Breezy went for the follow-up hit, but Melchisa will get the clear out, which leaves way to Exotic off the sidewall, keeping it on the ground, flips it over 1, but Hibbs reads the play perfectly and keeps it alive. Still 0-0 here, and already off to a better start in this game. Singularity looking like game 1 was just a fluke.
Mello with the bumps, though, trying to make sure that they keep this up. They're going for, kind of off-paced attacks, off-paced bumps. They're looking for ways to just kind of disrupt them, and that's going to be the trick here. You got to get back to what you were doing. Disrupt Singularity on the defensive half. Don't really let them get out and into offense. Because once Singularity does get moving and they get offensive attacks on, that's on the money. Econ right in the upper 90. He finds home.
And poor Hibbs just puts this on a platter for Econ.
Yeah.
that pinch was meant to be more. I definitely understand that feeling. I've had it myself, but
yeah, he wanted that one across the goal line.
Yeah, you give way to kind of an easy goal like that, and again, it's not a backbreaker by any stretch, but it is a moment supersonic where you're kind of just sitting there like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, it's just continuing to find ways to shoot yourself in the foot. But Singularity have so much time in this series and so much time in this game to bring it back. Scrub Killer with a very nice shot, getting a little bit creative on offense, but they haven't had a lot of midfield control. We haven't seen long drives of offense and maintaining possession for Singularity.
Yeah, they've been stuck in defense so long they haven't been able to get into a comfortable rotation offensively, and that really is going to be a problem for them. Once they do get into a good rotation and they start feeling comfortable on offense, that's when you see Scrub Killer warm up. That's when you see Breezy start bringing out his flicks. You can see Hibbs go up. He does a lot of the like 50 challenge dunks where he'll come up off the ceiling and chase the ball down. Once they start feeling loose and they're able to do those types of plays, that's when Singularity's dangerous. When they're stuck defensively like this and clearly unable to get a good clear, good touch to a teammate, it's hard for Singularity to get anything done.
Scrub kind of left that ball backwards. Was hoping someone was there. Shisu down
Mello,
to Econ.
No!
Doesn't even matter.
Look at Mello make that turn. He sees it's going to be off, reads it, gets himself in position, and does the impossible angle off the far post. That was gross. TrainHard up 2-0 now as we approach the halfway mark here in game number 2. Right now, looking like Singularity is going to be down 0-2 in the series here if it continues to go this way.
And now you just need a goal. You just need something to get yourself in this series. Get something to bring this game back. Breezy going to keep the ball alive. Not a lot of boost, but still managing to keep the offense on the field. Mello Shisu keeping it on the ground. Scrub. Defense is there. Scrub around 2. Up to the sidewall. Centered.
Good
Pass
pass.
there, and Mello Shisu will cut it off. And with that cut and the long clear, even with this shot off to the wayside by Exotic, that's an awkward pinch. They burn a bit of time off the clock, and now we close down to crunch time.
Econ just made a power touch there. He was trying to redirect at midfield. I don't think he intended to redirect it with quite that much power. Mello with a great little follow-through and recovery. That'll open up a shot for Econ, but Scrub Killer, heat-seeking missile just staying right on that ball. Hibbs going to push one right down the sidewall into Mello. I think he wanted to lift that one out into the midfield a bit more than that, but again, Singularity stuck on defense. Hibbs awkward, won't be able to get there. Mello punishes. 3-0 now. TrainHard.
And just these second and third chance opportunities. How many times do we talk about it? That winning the second touch, winning the first touch, keeping the ball up, keeping it alive. It's very, very simple at this point, folks. It's a 3-0 lead. It's very much one-sided in this matchup to start. And it's about to be a 2-0 series lead. And this is a big series for Singularity. Just for the ranking-wise, Scrub Killer not able to find the angle. And they have not found anything to start this series. And not really the best time to have some of your worst Rocket League.
No. When you're in lowers, that is the worst time to have bad Rocket League. You want to play your best Rocket League right now because this is the last life. And right now, all the pressure in the world is going to be on Singularity here. And we'll see how they do under pressure because TrainHard is going to have Singularity against the ropes here in about 45 seconds when we start moving on to game 3. Going to need a big change up here on the defensive half. Defense is the problem for Singularity right now. If you can't win the defensive battle, you're never going to get down offensively and be able to create the offensive pushes that you need. So they've got to figure out how to get these clears and how to maintain possession and get the ball downfield. Oh, Hibbs, good diving save there. That one may have crossbarred out, but there was a chance it was going to go down and in.
Singularity currently sitting at 740 points. Team K, so above them at number 9 at 1350. So you're down by about 400, 450 points. It's a lot, but you could make it up in a regional or two. You could start moving up the ladder, and Solari and Team Queso are tied for 9th, and Galaxy Racer's right above. Galaxy Racer is not even in this regional, and right above them is Endpoint. So there is a realistic possibility if Singularity have a great regional and then a great second regional, you could get within the top 8. At this moment, this is not the performance that will have that reality come to fruition.
Yeah, we've got to see something better here. It feels like 3 individuals at the moment. Doesn't feel cohesive. Not seeing team moves out of Singularity. There's a lot to be desired right now on the orange half of the field.
I mean, this is about as one-sided as it really could be in a series. So if you're Singularity, you're playing with house money kind of at this point. Like, just change it up a little. Get a little bit more creative. If you're playing, 2-man up, 1-man back, maybe just play different. You got to change something because it's not really working. And as the offense pushes up, it's these quick little second touches that just make that whole offense break down and TrainHard move up the field with ease.
Yeah, they're looking for pass opportunities there. They had 2 on the side. Look for the guy in the middle, but really there's only 1 there. So there's only 1 place that they can send it. That was an easy read for TrainHard to go ahead and cut that off. Melo's been doing a really good job as a 3rd man on TrainHard too, of making sure that he's back behind the 50 line just so that they can recover if something does come downfield. He knows that they're maintaining possession. They're doing better offensively. Make sure you've got somebody there. Nice little beat. Exotic comes through to try and get the finish. Hibbs is there to make the save, though. And a push downfield. Hibbs lands awkward. Scrub. Chance for a shot there, but Exotic immediately in the way.
To the corner. Nice clear from Scrub. And Breezy going for that challenge. Almost gets that second touch, and that pass might have worked out. And starting to look like Singularity playing more aggressive. And there's the first goal. And the first subsequent lead Singularity have been looking for in this entire series.
Yeah, this time Melo comes too far forward. Econ didn't turn quite in time, so he didn't have enough forward momentum to catch up to that one. He'd taken off just a touch earlier. May have been able to get that touch, put it up into the back wall. But Singularity with their first lead here of the series as Melo comes blasting through, gets a demo, and pushes the ball downfield. It quickly comes back the other way, and Exotic past 1. Scrub didn't like that. He's looking for a bump or a demo there on the backside to pay him back. Out to the mid. Econ shot. That's going to be high. Breezy able to make a nice little recovery there on the back wall to get that touch and clear it out. Gets a bit of time and able to get a second touch here in the mid and steal the back boost. So a little bit more intent here from Singularity. It looks like they're trying to get down. They have purpose to what they're doing, which is cleaner than we've seen so far in this series. Now they just have to be able to figure out how to maintain that for the next 3 minutes.
Starting to think, where did this Singularity come from? Where did these extra touches and the speed on the ball just it popped out of nowhere? They're playing this game 3 much cleaner, much more polished than what they've shown previously. And when Melishisu or Exotic brings the ball up, they're getting bumped off the play. Someone is coming out to be an enforcer. Hibbs in a 1v1 will win the challenge. Econ still alive. Slow roller to the net. Almost had a tie goal. But with 2:40 to go, Singularity are taking the ball away and moving down the field as a team.
TrainHard's ability to get 50 wins and create opportunities. God. Breezy with the save. Exotic almost slots that one in on the right side. Another pass out. Econ shot high. 3rd man's not there to follow it up. One of the things that they do a lot is these 50s, low 50s, when they're on the attack, and their 2nd man just kind of follows in behind them, where a lot of times you see the team kind of go mid guys there to do the cleanup and the secondary guys coming in behind you on the sidewall. They like to win the 50s in the midfield and then have that mid guy come in, and then when the clear comes through, you have that guy that would normally be your secondary already posted on the wall on the side that they're forcing them to clear out. So they're either going to get a shot on target or they're going to get a clear into their guy on the sidewall, and really, it was doing a lot of good for them through those first 2 games, but it seems like Singularity has figured that out, and they're starting to try and push the ball in those 50 wins down the midfield. Shot just off. Melo, all the power. He's just going to bomb this one in, throws the body, gets the goal.
Pretty sure this was a bar down, too. I mean, the speed of this, the challenge goes his way. I mean, Singularity did all they could on defense, and they were playing pretty good defense. But only a matter of time before you can leave those floodwaters back. And finally, you get a goal on the board, and it might be two. Econ screaming upfield, and Exotic rotates out for boost, but Hibbs with a great redirect that might leave open a chance for Breezy. Scrub is pushed up past midfield, and the clear comes out at TrainHard. Interception by Scrub Killa. The speed from Singularity has certainly been a benefactor in this game.
Breezy out. Hibbs looking to try and create something. Gets the flip reset. Could have the pass across. What a read, though, from Exotic to be able to read the flip reset. Gets a touch. Saves what would have been a goal. Had that gone around Breezy, that ball was an open shot. Again, another 50 win, and Mello does not come off of it. Realizes that Breezy's doesn't have enough space to create the speed. Exotic comes in, shot. Econ again, high off the backboard. Econ, a lot of Econ shots have been high. I don't know if he's doing it intentionally at this point, just because of how often it's happening, or if he's just missing shots. Exotic able to squeeze his way around Breezy using that sidewall, keeping this tied 1-1 at the moment. Exotic wanted to take a look at that. Knew Scrub had him beat, and just goes ahead and turns off. Good decision to get back on defense.
There's a demo in net. Looking for Hibbs as well. Bump won't be there. Exotic flip reset right down. Bar down as well. The series might be wrapped up after that one.
Big early demo downfield on Breezy. Just opens it up. There's only two there. Scrub coming from that corner, having to make a bit of an awkward challenge. The flip reset comes through, and just, TrainHard is looking really good. Even with Singularity changing things up, looking better on defense and looking better on offense as well. Defense leads to the better offense. Here they come. Hibbs cuts one in field. Breezy has the read. Econ can't get there. He committed too early. 2-2. Singularity not out of this one, though I was counting them out mentally.
10 seconds to go. Will we see an OT? Melishisu right over Scrub. Great second effort. Here comes Econ. He's going to flip it over. There's the pass. Econ for Exotic. The game winner comes at a pivotal time.
Woo! They did not want to give this one up. No OT. TrainHard takes the 3-0 sweep over Singularity and sends them packing. They are going to need, I don't even know if it's possible at this point. They would need I think a regional win and a major win to try and get near top 6 at this point. That is a big upset. That's a big win for TrainHard. I don't necessarily want to say big upset. That they did just win in the qualifier. Good matchup for TrainHard, and they just worked Singularity's defense the whole series.
The best that we saw Singularity play, and then game 3, TrainHard just step up, answer the call. Yep. And that, again, like one of the things I mentioned with Stacks earlier today was, we can make predictions all day long, and if upsets happen, like if Vitality lose or whatever happens, if top blokes lose, it says more about the matchup than the fact that we got the predictions wrong. It says what the personality of these teams are, and the fact that they are unable to close out Rocket League with the stakes being what they are currently, seeding for Worlds, working your way through the second European Regional, trying to gain ground on BDS. So again, this is a matchup where just telling us the brass tacks, Singularity have a lot of work to do. I don't know if this roster will continue to stay together, but they needed to at least make up some ground in this regional to get a chance to move to top 8. They don't do it. TrainHard continue on, and TrainHard just played spoiler to any potential dreams Singularity might have had. Like, that was a big win.
Yeah, Singularity had a lot of holes on the back end, and they capitalized on it. But also, I have to give a shout out to TrainHard also. They put in work. They had constant pressure. And really, like I said, it wasn't coming off of these intended plays, pass plays, setups. It was, we're just going to win 50s. We're going to win 50s. We're going to create opportunities. If you go back and watch the goals, a lot of those came Mello just throwing his body at the ball because they won a 50 and the ball's sitting so close to the net that they could just throw body on ball and force it through. It really just came to like brute force, back alley, brawl kind of play, and they played it well.
They really did. And again, this is going to be an interesting roster to watch. I feel like TrainHard's made some improvements with their roster changes, and while Catalysm is thriving on German Amigos, now it seems like Econ's found himself a good group of guys. But until we get to our next series, and I believe it's Top Blokes versus Wild, we have to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll have that one ready for you guys.